I think Audrey Estime has the best name in the draft. Excellent name, excellent NFL prospect out of Notre Dame. He is a running back, and he's going to join us on the show. Also, two-time national champ at Georgia, running back Kendall Milton. It is a running back kind of show on a Tuesday. Let's hit it. Shown up, all 32 entering their off-season programs yesterday. And the most interesting part of that first day is always keeping tabs on the players who have a business to take care of, contract issues, who shows up, who doesn't, what's going on. It's not because it's dramatic. It's just because we want these things to be resolved as quickly as possible. And apparently this is wide receiver contract drama week here in the NFL, because once again, the biggest news of the day is surrounding the star pass catcher portion of the program. Both CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, no shows. Day one of their voluntary offseason programs. Okay, you're gonna have to follow me on this. I know everyone's gonna say, no, that doesn't matter, whatever, but let's just at least get our heads around what's at stake and what's going on. Both of those dudes, respectively, looking for extensions ahead of their fifth-year option seasons. Here, let's start with Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell on Justin's absence yesterday.
I've had a lot of great dialogue with Justin throughout even the early part of this offseason and leading up. So, my hope is we can get him around the team. He's obviously such a special player, but it goes beyond that, especially this time of year, because of just the energy and the flat-out way he comes in when he's in this building and he goes to work and how his teammates respond to him. So want him here as much as we can have him, but also understand there's a lot of factors involved.
A lot of factors. Like when I was in Cabo over Christmas and I asked Justin Jefferson himself, where is the paperwork? Is it on the fax machine? Is it like under a bunch of paperweights? Like why aren't you signing this thing? And he was like giggling his face off. But sounds like Coach, and he should, really wants the front office to get this done. And listen, both Jefferson and Lamb, they're going to get paid. I would expect, as we look at this, they're going to top this whenever they get their deals done, and deservedly so. But all of this got me thinking about the way the receiver market around the league is evolving as our game evolves, in large part due to what the Chiefs and the Packers have done. And we would be dumb, we would be stupid and ignorant to ignore this evolution. The Chiefs, of course, stunned everybody by dealing away Tyreek Hill 2 years ago. Instead of extending him, that's the decision they made. And what have they done since? Not one, but two rings won. The Packers, they, in an emotional decision, I'm sure, to sort of part ways, his side and theirs, Devontae Adams leaves, and they came within seconds of an NFC title game with a group of receivers that had an average age of 23 years old. And it's not that I think either team is better without those two absolute bona fide superstars, or that receivers shouldn't get paid. That is not the narrative that I'm weaving here, but it can't be a coincidence that those teams both found success after making said moves. And if I'm paying attention to it, GMs, front offices, and ownership groups are as well. And there's really, as I break this down, there are three reasons, and we're getting ahead of this on the show like we do with a lot of things. So just sort of keep this in mind as we unravel the season here. There's three reasons why I think those trades worked. One, the teams made good use of the draft picks and cap space that they got out of those deals, okay? And everyone can agree with that. Two, the talent pool that's entering the draft at receiver, it's not just this year. Every year, doesn't it seem to be getting deeper and deeper? So you're able to get instant impact guys. It used to be like, I remember sitting with producer Matt Casey and Mike Florio, and I think Brian Westbrook was there, and I'm in Stanford, and we're at NBC, and it's like my first 3 reps on TV ever, and it was Keenan Allen. What he did in his rookie year was insane. These rookies are doing the Keenan Allen left and right now. Like, even guys like, Jaden Reed in the second round. Like there's depth and there's talent that is so deep but also impactful on these squads right away that used to not exist 10 years or so ago. And 3, beyond those just those 2 teams, let's go a little deeper and look at the makeup of the last 10 teams to play in the Super Bowl. Listen up. 9 of those 10 squads, as you're seeing, either had a quarterback or wide receiver playing on a rookie deal or for a rookie-type salary. The only exception here is Tom Brady and the Bucs, and as we know, Tom didn't take max value either. He did not max out. So there is a very clear pattern here, a very clear pattern. What does it mean? It shows us that it's pretty damn hard to pay both. You can't have both. You can't pay both your quarterback and your wide receiver and contend for a Super Bowl. I'm not saying it's not possible, but that's very glaring. That's a trend that it's going to be hard to buck that. Can it happen? Sure. And it also underscores, in my opinion, how freaking brilliant Nick Caserio is for going after Stephon Diggs now, while Stroud is in his rookie deal. You think that, if I have these numbers, you think that Caserios don't go way deeper than this, so why it makes sense? And it's why it makes sense for the Falcons to pay Kirk Cousins before Drake, Pitts, and Bijan get broken off. It explains why the Bills had to blow up the roster this offseason. It doesn't really work when you pay both. And it's how important, it underscores how important this year is. Honestly, Dolphins, I'm looking at you. Tua, still in his rookie contract. Huge year, huge circle, huge target. But now if you apply this, guys, and this is a little bit of a deep dive, if you apply this to what the Cowboys and the Vikings are facing right now, too, it's going to come to a head. For Minnesota, it's a little simpler. Let's say the plan is to trade up, draft a J.J. McCarthy. Great. If that's the case, then go pay Justin Jefferson his money. You've got your rookie contract. You've got your vet combo. Perfect. That is not going to bug you. That is not going to hamstring you. For Dallas, though, it gets a little mucky, okay? Dak is due a new deal after this year. So riddle me this. Is the best path back to contention really by letting him or CeeDee walk and retooling with a rookie quarterback or wide receiver? Woof. I wouldn't want to have that decision to make. I wouldn't want to be the Jerry Jones in this little fairy tale here, or the nightmare, if you will. But if recent history tells us anything, it's that it's going to be really hard for the Cowboys to end that Super Bowl drought if they keep both Dak and CeeDee beyond this year. So glaring implications for the Cowboys of the world that are faced with these sort of decisions, and you've got what's going on with the Vikings, a little easier to stomach, and a lot of data, a lot of info showing that those two worlds don't exist, that the highly paid wide receiver and highly paid quarterback, not the best combo. Get the rookie deal, get the top paid, or vice versa, and make it work. We're looking at Buffalo and looking at what the Texans did brilliantly, and we'll see, of course, how it pays out. But this is the thing that is evolving and the thing that is showing to be true. All right, next on the show, we're not going to talk about wide receivers. We're not going to talk about quarterbacks. We're going to talk about the real stars that are entering the NFL, and that's at the running back position. We have an NFL draft prospect, Notre Dame running back Audrey Estime is on the program, and we love to meet prospects. Let's get to know after this. Cool. Hamilton, you happy with that? I don't know how to cut that for a soch.
Yeah. Yeah, we could talk about that after, I think. Okay. Obviously, like, the Cowboys part of it is super intriguing.
After, so let's do it now. It's okay to do it now.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Okay. Yeah, I think the Cowboys aspect of it gets really intriguing. Yeah. Because yeah, if they do get that deal done with CeeDee now before the season, what does that say about what's going to happen with Dak? Because also they have Micah Parsons to factor into the equation too. If you pay both of them, I don't know how you're paying Micah Parsons and keeping a 53-man roster together.
You've got some funky PR going on too.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. There's like, getting Gerard Mayo-y vibes from that whole situation. I don't know what's going on there, but
yeah.
Okay, interesting. I'm just trying to think of how to cut that so you get I don't know if you can put the Cowboys cut out there without the Chiefs-Packers part.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long. Maybe just the whole thing goes out or something, and then the Cowboys goes out separately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
I'll talk to Jordan afterwards too and go through it.
9 out of 10 squads had a quarterback or wide receiver rookie deal for a rookie type salary. I don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah.
You did a lot of research.
And it's great. Yeah. And of course, Tom Brady is always the exception to every rule, but with him out of the game, it's funny. There are more patterns that are starting to develop of like how these winning teams construct their roster and put their teams together.
Well, the most important part of it is probably the Packers part of it, because with the Chiefs, you could also make that, well, okay, it's Mahomes, it's the outlier, like who else can, that's sort of the vibe. And then there's a lot left, like, I don't know that we can't say, I mean, the Packers look good, but what are they going to look like without Jones? What are they going to look like? Can they repeat that? I think that's why it was such a letdown, because it was, will you be back here? Is this what you're going to look like week 1, or is it going to be another, building season, whatever? That part's interesting too. But the Packers thing sort of flips the argument.
Yeah, and they are going to have to pay Jordan Love soon too. So that's going to make it even more interesting.
We were ahead of the Jordan Love part of this months ago, though. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this! All right, joining us now, one of the most powerful running backs in the upcoming NFL draft, an absolute terror to tackle, and I mean it, okay? Last season, he became just the 5th player in Notre Dame history to surpass 1,300 rushing yards. And how many touchdowns, Audrey, estimated you have? 18?
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around 18's a lot. Congratulations on an incredible college career and an incredible final season at Notre Dame.
I appreciate that.
How are you doing in this whole draft process? How's the interviewing? Are you excited? It's almost over.
Oh yes, I'm ready to just find my home, but I'm enjoying the process. It's been a long process. It's been a long couple of months without playing football, but this is what I dreamed of as a kid. So I'm just trying to take it all in.
If you were to take, just in the draft process, if I were to ask you to take like a screenshot of the moment that you would frame and want to remember the most from it, what would that look like?
Hopefully on draft day with all my family, my friends and coaches around me, and just enjoying the moment and finding my home and seeing all the work pay off.
It probably wouldn't be your 40 at the combine, huh? I heard you weren't super happy with that guy.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be, but I knew it was going to be part of the process. You're going to have ups and downs, but I made up for it at my pro day, and it was just part of life, honestly. You got to bounce back from the tough times, but definitely wouldn't be that moment.
I mean, it's crazy. You improved from 4.71 to 4.58, and some teams even had it faster on their watches. What was going through your head as you ran there at your pro day?
Yeah, it was just another box I had to check off throughout this process, but it was just a payment off what I've been doing the last 8 weeks. So I've been training down in Frisco, Texas, but that was just something part of the process, and it wasn't my favorite. My favorite is playing football, but I'm just on to the next thing. I'm looking for this next journey. Okay,
so you said you checked it off. Now you've got the speed, right? On and off the field. Talk to me about where the power comes from. Where does you seem like look at you smiling, like you're a great kid, you're scoring. You are like a mean guy when you're out there. How would you describe your running style?
Like you said, I'm a powerful guy. I like to run. I'm a ferocious runner. I definitely run like I got bills to pay, but it's a physical game. It's a physical game out there, but I pride myself to be able to do it all. To be a physical back and to be able to make you miss, go over you, or be a home run hitter. So I'm a big guy. I work out a lot. I guess the physical power comes with that. I got good genetics.
I love that. All right, Audric, there was math is not in my genetics. I don't like graphs. I don't like any of that stuff. But this graph was released yesterday about success rate versus heavy boxes. It got reposted a ton in reference to how great you are at running against heavy boxes. So now we got numbers and figures. How are you able to be so successful running the ball even when the defense is keying in on stopping you?
Yeah, I always pride myself no matter what. You got to handle the job. If it's 3rd and 5 and our coach, like he did often, decided to give me the ball, I got to convert. And that just shows us how much my team and my coaches relied on me. And I had the best offensive line in the country, I feel like, blocking up front for me. And I just pride myself no matter what. You just got to execute the mission. And if they stack the box against me, I've been in a stacked box my whole life. So that just didn't bother me. And hopefully that can translate to the next level now, which I believe it will.
I mean, running behind Joe Alt must be nice.
Yes, definitely.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, Joe Alt, and you got on my right tackle, Blake Fisher. I feel like I have the best tackle duo in the country, and I feel like those are the best 2 tackles in this year's draft. And it was just a blessing playing with them. They're just great human beings overall, and hopefully I get to link up with one of them, so we'll see.
I mean, he is the #1 projected offensive lineman in the draft. Do you think Alt deserves that honor?
100%. 100%.
What's he like as a teammate?
Yeah, he's just a guy. He's a very accountable guy. Like, he was a captain for us, and he's just a guy that everyone looks up to. Like, he wasn't this highly rated guy coming into college, so he's just such a humble guy. Like, everything he has is just he just worked for it. Like, he's a guy. He's the first one in the building, last one out the building, and that's a guy that he has a long future ahead of him because just the way he handles his business, and I just love seeing it. And he's just a great teammate, and he's a great athlete. He made me look good at times.
Yeah, but then you make yourself look good. Like, you can't really give him the credit for your athleticism. I want to show you. I mean, we can't show footage, but you're an animal. Like, it's insane. You're able to, like, you run through defenders. Like, we're talking about how mad you are out there. And then the next play I'm watching, you're leaping over them. Like, you're hurdling over people, trucking people. Which gives you better satisfaction, trucking a guy or jumping over one?
It depends what stage of the game it is. So I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I like to mix it up. Like, earlier in the game, like when it's a rivalry game, you want to send a message. I think I'm going to run through someone just to let them know what type of game it's going to be. But, like, if I'm feeling like a little finesse, I feel like I want to break it up, break a big run. I'm gonna go over you, and I think I like going over people because, like, when you land, it's just like you take the ground running. Like I said, I pride myself to be able to hit the home run, so I like to do that as well.
Have you ever misjudged a hurdle?
See, I got better at it the older I got. Like, if you look at my younger career in college, like, I didn't attempt any hurdles because I wasn't so great at them. Like, so I use my high school stages as my practice phases. Like, my senior year of high school, that's when I completed the hurdles. But I say my junior year, I failed at a couple, but it just comes with the years.
Pass protection is something I really want to talk about because it doesn't get talked about enough. And we see your amazing highlights. You know, the last game of your college career against Stanford, 238 yards, 4 touchdowns. It is amazing. But the pass pro, I hope you take a lot of pride in this, Audric.
Oh, well, most definitely. I feel like pass pro is as important as anything else. Like, I pride myself to be a 3-down back. And with that comes pass protection, be able to route run. And in this game and day and age, you got the Patrick Mahomes in the world, Josh Allen, who are franchise guys and who are so valuable for the team. And you got to be able to protect those guys. And that's just a huge part of the game today. And I feel like I make sure take that as serious as running the ball.
Yeah, I feel like young players do not get on the field in the NFL if they're not pass pro 1,000, and that's you, 100%. So we're excited to see the impact you make on whatever team you go to right away. I'm curious if you, I don't know if you have a relationship or just from afar, sort of what your vibe is with the McCourty brothers. You know, you're from the same area. They're amazing. I was just curious, did you track them at all in your childhood?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, you know how like they host like an annual camp every year. So I grew up going to those camps since I was like 8 years old. I used to play. It's like not even a physical camp, like they're doing drills. And I remember I used to tackle people like because I just couldn't control myself at those camps. But yeah, like the older I got, I stayed in contact with them. Like, I have them on my phone right now. If I need to call them or text them, I'll be able to do that. And it's just inspiration, like growing up, see them going through that process. And I kind of went on the same journey, and now it's my turn to fulfill my dream. It's just a dream come true. And yeah, I'm pretty close to them, and it's just cool that we kind of went through the same schools, and they played a long career, and that's my goal, to play a long career in NFL. So it's pretty cool.
And the background, so people know, like, you're both from Nyack. They went to St. Joe's. You went to St. Joe's. I'm a big fan of Dev, and I'm a big fan of both of them, of course. Did you just say that you were tackling people at a non-contact camp?
Yeah. I was a little. I wouldn't say crazy, but I was pretty hyper, and I was always ready. I was always on go when I was a kid. But yeah, at their camp, it's not everyone's in shorts, and they give you a T-shirt. No one has pads, and I'm literally out there tackling people, stiff arming people, which is crazy.
Audrey Estime, living in the nightmares of the young kids everywhere. Okay, so then you go to Notre Dame, and during your freshman year there, so you're new to the game. You played behind a guy I love, LA Rams running back Kyron Williams. He went from, what was he, like a 5th rounder to rushing for over 1,100 yards. He had 12 touchdowns last season. What did you make of that, and has that helped sort of shape how you're envisioning what you could do in the NFL?
Yeah, it's the ND boys. It was great playing with him. I got to learn a lot, but at the same time, I feel like I'm on my own journey now. Just watching him though is definitely motivation, inspiration. Seeing the journey he gone through, like you said, slipping to the fifth round and having success. But like my own story is different. I'm writing my own story, but that's definitely motivation. Like I want to go on and right away and have the success, or probably even more than he did. But it's just a testament of all the work that he's done. And like I said, it's the ND boys and representing on the high stage.
I hear one of your favorite players on your list of favorite players is Zeke Elliott, and you met with the
Yeah.
Cowboys at the Combine. How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. A dream come true. Speaking with Mike McCarthy and just to be in this position. Like I said, I love Zeke. When they drafted him, I almost cried, and I watched about all their games. I used to watch his highlights all like before every night of my games in high school, and just to be in this position to maybe be a Dallas Cowboy is just crazy. And I'm just trying to stay where my feet are at and take it one day at a time now. So we'll see.
Yeah, but remember when Zeke got drafted, he wore that like crop top. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I like it, but I don't know if I could rock that. Maybe.
I remember being there and being like, I don't know what to, it like shut the, now it doesn't seem like a big deal, but back then I swear it was like a huge deal. Everyone was like, what is happening? Me and Nate Burleson were on the red carpet like, I don't know. We don't know what to say. You almost cried when he was drafted.
Yeah.
That's how much he meant to you, or how much why?
No. Not really him. It was just like I was just always a big Dallas fan, and then I was a Ezekiel Elliott fan. Like he was my favorite running back in the draft. Like every year watching the draft, you pick a favorite running back. Just going through playing the position and just watching the draft. And he was my favorite running back that year, and he's been my favorite running back like all throughout his college career. And Dallas was my favorite team, and just seeing them link up together was just like a dream. Well, it wasn't a dream come true, but it was just like
Yeah.
an amazing moment. And just for what he did his rookie year, I watched about every game that year. It was just cool. It was just cool. I just wanted to have an opportunity like that.
I gotta say, I don't know you were a Cowboys fan, but a Cowboys fan out of Nyack, New Jersey, you got two teams in your backyard. What's up?
Right.
What's up?
I know. My family are Giants fans though, but I like the Giants, but I I don't know. I guess my mind changed the older I got though. That was young Audric. Was a Dallas
Young
fan.
Audric. Young Audric, who wasn't hurdling people, and now he, of course, is. I was just curious how that happened. Who made you the Cowboys fan?
No one. I guess my aunt also, she liked the Cowboys for a
Okay.
little bit, but I don't know. I guess I just like their swagger or something about them. I used to just they're
I mean,
America's team, and I just used to watch them when I was younger, and I liked them for some reason.
I feel like, and you've got interest from lots of the Bengals. Just so you know, I look at that helm. I love the Bengals, so that would be really, really fun to see. I'm seeing the Bears. I'm from Chicago. Okay, Panthers. They need somebody to build around. That could be you. Eagles, Commanders. You got a lot of interest from a lot of people. I feel like out of all of those like people that you would be talking to on those teams, like Mike McCarthy to me would be like hard to figure out what he's really thinking. Like he's very tough to read, I feel like. What was your experience with him?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a respectful guy. Though. Like you said, he is kind of hard to read. So when I was talking with him, he would just look me in my eye, and like any person's supposed to do. But he just had a face on him that didn't change. But he's a really good guy, and I don't know. We'll see. It would be amazing to be able to get to play for him. He's a smart guy, smart coach, and he's a player's coach, and that'll just be a great opportunity, great situation over there.
Audric, there's two teams in New York that both need running backs. Like, I don't know, like these fans are like, what are you doing? You're going to love wherever you go.
I would love to play for New York too. I'd love to stay home with my family, do all the games. But like you said, any team's opportunity, and I'll just love to play in the NFL, and that's where I stand right now. Just any team, come pick me up.
Audric, what are we not talking about enough about you as far as media, what you're seeing on Twitter, and maybe I'm sure you're blocking a lot out, but like, what do you wish we talked about more? I brought up pass protection, but it is talked about that you're the best at what you do. So what is there one thing about you that you want to make sure people are getting right?
Yeah, I say I'm a winner. Honestly, we play this game to win, at the end of the day, I'm gonna win no matter where I've been. I'm gonna win. I won in college. I won in high school, and I know NFL is a new level, but I'm a hard worker. My work ethic. A lot of people don't see that on Twitter. You can't really show that, but I'm in the gym every day trying to find new ways to get better in the film room every day. And wherever team comes to pick me up, I'm just gonna do anything in my will to help to bring a championship back to the program, and I guess that to the club, and that's good. I guess that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Amazing. Love hearing that. We also found out that you have a lot, what you call random hobbies, a wide range of things that you're interested in. So first, you like to sing. Is there a genre of music that you prefer to sing? Can we get a little something, a little taste?
I don't know. My singing skills, I guess I'm growing out that. When I was younger in my career and like my college, I used to love singing. I like to sing like R&B and soul music. But now I guess I'm picking up more on the cooking side.
You're on the cooking side. Okay, I'm not going to make you sing because that would be. I'll save that for your rookie meeting, and then I'll bring it back. Okay, so you like to cook. Are we talking full multiple course meals? Are we ramen microwaving? Like, what's your favorite thing to cook?
We progressed. We started off microwaving. We're not there anymore, but. I don't know about the full course meals. Like I've been cooking a lot of meats. Like I cook steaks. I love steak. Like if my go-to meal is a steak, I can cook in that steak. But I cook like salmon. I cook chicken. I like rice, vegetables, the simple stuff. But I feel like when I find my team and I get settled in, I'm gonna progress.
Wow, I love that. You know, it's so funny you talk about yourself like when I was young. Like you talk about yourself like you're 50 years old. Like you're still like you keep talking about this like I used to when I was younger. Like at what age were you cooking ramen noodles, microwaving at 10?
Freshman year of college, everyone goes. We're always just going through phases. We all go through that freshman year of college phase. Now I'm in the draft. This is gonna be a phase, and then like 3 years, who knows? I might be doing something else.
I mean, you might be drawing, apparently. That's another random hobby of yours. What are we drawing? Characters, landscapes, portraits? What are we doing?
I draw anything. I usually draw people, though. Like, I like to draw self-portraits.
Okay.
Or, like, draw animals. Doesn't really got to be self-portraits.
So I'm going to be sitting outside of Penn Station one day. You're playing for the Jets or the Giants, and you're just making caricatures of people walking by, sitting down, like, in Times Square or something?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. I don't know if you consider this a hobby, but you are a good dancer. We're going to put this in here. Is this... What is this?
I don't know. I got a lot of skills. Like I said, a lot of hidden skills. Some things I just gotta know. I was in Ireland, though. They were teaching me how to do the Irish jig.
Did they actually teach you moves, or did you just let it rip?
Nah, so I watched him for a little bit. I watched him for about like 5 minutes, and then I picked it up a little bit, and he was coaching me up.
I mean,
it's all me.
I think you should send this to every NFL team and say, you see that is my 4.58. Some clocked it faster, speed with those feet. And look at how quick I pick things up. Give me that playbook. Let's go.
Look at that.
Audric, appreciate you. Good luck to you. You're going to have a blast wherever you go. Maybe it's the Cowboys, but maybe it's, I mean, any team's going to be lucky to have you. And it's so nice to get to know you a little bit, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you for having me today.
Appreciate you as well. Go make yourself a steak for breakfast, some steak and eggs. Audrey Estime out of Notre Dame hanging out with us. 18 touchdowns, you guys. 18 touchdowns. He's hot. He's got momentum. He picks it up quick. He's speedy. He's checked off all of the boxes, and he'll do anything to get time on the field, it sounds like. Great at pass pro, not afraid of contact. Like, very interested to see what sort of situation he finds himself in. And I love how much love he gave Joe Alt, who will be going early in drafts as well. Okay, we got more draft prospects to let you guys get to know. I love an Irish jig. Who doesn't love an Irish jig? Okay, up next, two-time national champ, running back out of Georgia, Kendall Milton, is on the show. I would have liked to get Mrs. Kelsey, and she was an Irish jig dancer at one point in these past couple months. I'd like to have her opinion on that. I need to shoot that out into the Twitterverse. Okay. 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 Hamilton, he almost cried about Zeke Elliott.
That was unbelievable, and yeah, it was.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that was something he really loved Zeke Elliott. That was cool. I just can't get over him just trucking kids in a non-contact camp. That tells you a lot.
Like, what? I liked talking to him a lot.
Yeah, no, he was awesome.
He's the first prospect we've had on where I thought about his family watching.
Yeah?
I don't know why I haven't thought about that. And we've had such great prospects on in studio out, but I thought about like his family watching him talk about past pro and stuff and like how proud they must be. I don't know why I had that thought in the middle of the interview. Very cool. And he has the McCourties. Like, what else could you know?
I know, seriously. It was awesome to hear that they still like kept in touch with him from that camp and still support him and have his back. That was awesome.
Same high school, that's crazy. There's something about, of course, there's something about that part of the world, something about the water and that like, New Jersey's such an interesting place.
Nah, yeah.
There's something to that. Okay. Kendall Milton. Do you guys have any questions for Kendall Milton, you guys? Let us know. I believe we have Bo Nix on the show on Monday. Is that true?
Yep.
I think so. Bo Nix on Monday.
Yep.
Working on some other fun stuff for draft. Other fun guests. What's Marvin Harrison Jr. up to?
I mean, he's not participating.
He's not doing anything. I feel like, what about Marvin Harrison?
Yeah. He's not.
Yeah.
What about Pops?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Junior's not doing anything, let's get Pops.
Why don't we ask Dwight Freeney? Like, what is it going to be easier for me to get Michael Jordan via Dwight Freeney than Marvin Harrison? Come on now. Marvin Harrison would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, this is exciting. The draft is less than 10 days away. It's right around the corner. It's actually, what is it, like next week? Unbelievable. Joining us right now, a two-time national champ, part of the senior class that racked up 50 wins in college. He is a winner. He put up a whopping 6.5 yards per rush attempt. That's insane last season. With 14 touchdowns, Kendall Milton, 14 touchdowns at Georgia?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. What does it feel like to hear the draft is finally next week?
I mean, really, it feels crazy because I remember being, that kid growing up, just watching the draft, watching the combine, watching the big names that you see all season throughout college football, and to just kind of reflect now and see, really what's right in front of me. This is kind of a dream come true. This is something that I would say wasn't really kind of imagined, going through playing youth football and everything like that. But to see everything unfold how it is truly a blessing.
I mean, we'll get to your impressive college career. It is a blessing. But let's go back to 8th grade and that mindset, okay? You're 6'1". You're 6'1". It's so crazy. 185 pounds at Alta Sierra. And here you are talking about the pressure on you before you're even in high school.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I remember I was
off myself, but I also tried to keep enough pressure to think that I can do good, because a lot of kids can't experience what I've done. So I'm just grateful for the opportunities that I get.
Wait, what's wrong with it?
My voice was so high back then, looking back now, it's like, sheesh, didn't really seem like it back then, but it's like you could definitely tell that was like that super young Kendall.
You look like a grown man. I can't believe you're in 8th grade there. You were already getting college offers. But the voice doesn't matter. What you're saying matters.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have that same mindset now that you had back then?
I definitely do, and I definitely feel like it's probably increased to certain levels, just going through different experiences, having, different level of competition. being able to play with a lot of the guys that I played with, they pushed me every single day when it came to practice, workouts, even in the film room. Like we were so competitive in every area, which is why we were able to achieve such greatness. And, that's why I feel like I've kept that mindset and taken it to another level.
Well, you're different from me, Kendall, because if I was in 8th grade and if I had an offer from BYU, and if I had 10 plus offers by the time I was a sophomore in high school, like you, I'm good. I'm a made girl. What do you credit, whether it's you, your family, whatever, coaches, what kept you grounded? Because that's a lot at a young age.
Yeah, I would say really just my support system as a whole. There's a saying, I believe, it takes a village to raise a child. And I feel like it was my coaches, my family, my teachers, my friends. It was, everybody that kind of just helped build me into who I am, today. So I feel like I was definitely blessed to have the surrounding that I had because, they made it easy for me to stay grounded. They made it easy for me to keep my head on straight and keep the main thing. So I'm really just blessed to have the upcoming that I really had.
There's all the tangibles. Everyone knows what people are looking for, whether they want the prototype, the mold, whatever. I talk to these GMs, these coaches, and one thing that I think flies under the radar as far as something that they're really looking for is somebody that can deal with adversity. Somebody that's been through something, somebody that's had to go through and come out on the other side, handling it well and better than before. And I think you deserve credit for that. I mean, even just on the field, but that's not just physical, it's up here. You had 14 touchdowns last year. 13 of them came in the last 9 games coming back from an injury. And you're thinking, I want to be in the NFL. All this is in your head. What does coming back and finishing the season the way you did say about you?
I feel like it just shows my resilience. It shows my composure. And those are really, like I said before, how it takes a whole village. Those two descriptives, those were things that we had as our kind of team motto that we kind of, as a Georgia football team, held a standard to. We wanted to be resilient and we wanted to have composure. And I feel like throughout the season, dealing with injury, dealing with adversity, I had to kind of just keep my mindset strong because in my opinion, there was no point of really feeling bad for myself for getting in a low point because especially, in the situation I was in my senior year, middle of the football season, that's only going to do more harm for me than any good. So, I really just kind of kept my mindset positive. I kept working. I kept, I started to attack the training room, attack, the workout areas that can help me improve my injury. So, I feel like it was really easy for me to just kind of stay focused, as well as I had teammates that every single day before every game, they just let me know that they believe in me. And, I feel like any player would say that means the world to them, knowing that their teammates, go out there on the field and they believe in them to be able to achieve their dream and do their job. So
you handle low points really well. And then you handle the high points really well, too. Let's talk about the Orange Bowl, shall we? 60-point win over Florida State. That is the largest margin of victory in NCAA bowl game history. You, my friend, were the MVP. 9 carries for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. No surprise that Pro Football Focus numbers that everybody uses across the board, they have you as the highest graded running back from bowl season. How special was that night to end your college career?
It means the world to me, just especially, knowing what I dealt with, going through the season, knowing, what I had to really overcome and just being able to achieve that success, but not even just achieve that success myself, but with my teammates, with, the younger guys who might not have played all season and I have got the opportunity for them to go out there and, score a touchdown and do their little dance, that just made me feel good. And I remember after the game, after the whole MVP ceremony, I went to one of my very close teammates, Cedric Van Pran, and I remember throughout the whole season, dealing with injury, dealing with, the media saying different stuff, dealing with having to come back. He let me know before every game that he believed in me. And, that was something that really meant the world to me. And I remember after the game, holding my trophy, he had came up to me, let me know that he was proud of me. And I really showed my appreciation of, just letting him know, like what you said to me, that really did a lot for me in the low points. And, I was really starting to shed a tear in that moment. So that's somebody that definitely, I would say helped keep me high in spirits during those times. And, just truly grateful, truly humbled to be able to, stand up there on that stage and throw oranges to the crowd.
Crazy. And like, I admit it, everybody knows I don't follow the college game very much, but I know that they sat a couple of the players, but that Florida State defense was so good all year long. The fact that you were able to do it against them of all teams is wild to me.
Yeah, it was just a situation that, especially coming off of the Alabama game, we were super hungry.
Yeah.
We felt that we really should have been, in the top 4 in the playoffs, and we really felt that, we were kind of cheated out in a way. So we really took it onto us to show college football, to show the country why we deserve to be in that game. So I remember going through those practices at Berry College in Miami, and it was really started to turn into like a little scrimmage at a certain point. Like, it wasn't just light thud. It wasn't just going through easy, like normal bowl season practices.
Yeah.
It was really almost like I said, a scrimmage, tackling, going down to the ground, hitting. We really took it onto us because, especially myself as a senior, I didn't want to go my last game out with, leaving stuff on the field with the outcome that I was gonna, regret forever. So we really took it personal as a team to just, I would say, attack the last game.
That says a lot about you. It says a lot about Kirby Smart and the coaches, too. And I think Georgia fans are just going to eat that up because that is absolutely amazing. I'll say also, we should point out, as I'm sitting here listening to you, I'd love to be your teammate. I just feel like you'd go to war with me, as you did even in that game. You could have sat that game out. You could have said, I'm going to the NFL. You were one of, I believe you before the team captain said, after the SEC championship game, you said, I'm going to play in this game. Why was that so important to you?
Really, for me, because I know throughout the whole season, I know leading up to that game, what my brothers put on the line for me. I know how much, because I'm with them every day through the hard days, through, going through the season super sore, super beat up, and having to go in early to your lift and having to push through a Georgia practice. And Georgia practice, we have Bloody Tuesdays, we have, Wicked Wednesdays. It gets crazy in Georgia's practice. So I would say just knowing what my teammates put on the line and knowing how much they supported me throughout the whole season, it was like a no-brainer for me to, play in that game because, in my opinion, I feel like we really had no reason to sit out, especially me being fully healthy at the point that it was at. I felt that it was no reason for me to sit out, and I wanted to be able to play with my brothers. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, that was the last game, and it was going to be the last time that I was going to be able to put on a Georgia uniform. That was going to be the last time I was going to be able to play with a lot of my teammates that I played with. So I wanted to kind of take every moment in and make the most of every moment.
Kendall, what is Bloody Tuesday?
Bloody Tuesday. So it's funny because, Coach Sinclair, our strength coach, I don't know if it's fake blood. I never really got the hold of it. But so before a warm-up, he'll, we'll all be in our little warm-up lines, and he'll have a little fake light pole or a fake something, fake bottle, and he'll crack it over his head and I guess a fake blood. Bloody Tuesday is basically the day that sets the tempo for Saturday. You know what I mean? So that's the day that after Bloody Tuesday, you're going to have to hop in that ice tub. You're going to be really sore.
Are you joking?
Nah, I'm dead serious.
He hits a bottle over his head and there's fake blood. And what do y'all do?
I mean, at a certain point, it's just it's funny to me because if you know Coach Sinclair, he'll be that dude when it's 105 degrees out there. He'll come out there with a big puff snow coat on and say he's not an excuse. You know what I mean? He's one of those coaches that's gonna set the tempo for everybody.
Is this something that everybody knows that I don't know? Because I think Georgia, cute bulldog, great. I did not understand Bloody.
Nah.
Do people know about Bloody Tuesdays? It's a thing?
Yeah, Bloody Tuesdays is a real thing. That's within Georgia, that's known.
It sounds like you're gonna handle the NFL great, just okay. Because
I feel like if, especially the players that I played with, I remember my freshman year coming in, the whole defense was basically first rounders. Everybody went to the NFL. Out. All right, I'm gonna shout out Jermaine Johnson, Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, Trayvon Walker, Nolan Smith, Robert Beal, N'Kobe Dean, Monty Rice, Quay Walker, Tyson Campbell, Eric Stokes, Richard LeCount, Lewis Seen, Chris Smith. You know what I mean? Like everybody, like literally the whole defense. So I remember first day in pads, you know, Coach McGee threw me in with the ones. You know, I'm fresh out of high school, first college, but you know, I really took it in though because I knew what to I knew the tempo I had to play at. I knew you couldn't be out there running soft. I knew you couldn't be out there, you know, you had to really be on all P's and Q's. So I knew what I was getting myself into.
That is insane, practicing against all those guys. They're literally all in the NFL, and then people wonder, you know, where those 50 wins come from. Like, that's insane. Who out of all those guys you named, I know it's hard to say, but from your position, from your whatever, who sort of sharpened your, you know, iron sharpens iron? Who was that guy for you? Throughout your NFL career, or through your college career, sorry.
Yeah, on the defense, I would say one of the main guys was, I would say, Quay Walker. Because I remember his time at UGA, he was one of those guys that, you know, he really challenged me every single day. Like, he was one of those guys that he wasn't going to take a rep off ever. Like, you know, when you're getting Quay, you're getting his best, and he's not, you know, he's not a small dude. He's not a small dude at all, and he's talented with the combination of, you know, speed and skill and being able to work certain moves and things like that. So it really, you know, and also, like I said, he's super strong, so it makes you really stay on all, you know, have to really focus on your technique and things like that. And he's really one of those just, you know, real smart linebackers that's kind of, because in his position now in the NFL, I would say he's like the leader of the defense. So, you know, he was just one of those guys that really just challenge you every single day.
See, Quay, when I look at Quay, he's a little spicy. He's he's talking trash. He's pushing dudes around. He's pushing the envelope a little bit. That's the Quay Walker I see in the NFL.
Yeah. Now Quay, he was one of those guys. Like, I remember in practice, like we would like this, because like I said, our practice was super competitive.
Yeah.
So the trash talk, you know, like it would go there sometimes, but when he gets in the locker room, Quay, like, he's a real teammate. He's gonna let you know he cares about you. He's gonna let you know that, you know, it's all love at the end of the day. So he's somebody that I consider a brother now.
I love that. Okay, let's get into some more of this. You put up big numbers with Georgia, of course, last season. You still were splitting carries. So, you know, talk to all the GMs right now, these coaches, that this will, you know, go across their desk. What makes you confident that you can be a 3-down back on the NFL level? Go.
I would say just my ability to have the combination of size, speed, power, being able to pass block, catch out the backfield. I feel like my running style, especially being a 3rd-down back, is being able to convert those 3-4 yard runs into 30-40 yard runs, because I feel like my yards after contact speaks for itself, my contact balance, my ability to break tackles and advance plays. I feel like, you know, being able to be a threat to defenders on all levels just kind of, you know, speaks for my game in itself, and having the ability to pass catch out the backfield and being able to trust your back, you know, to be able to pick up that linebacker when your quarterback is in the pocket. I feel like those are things that kind of speaks for itself in terms of, you know, needing a 3rd-down back.
I love that. It's 2024 now. Back in 2019, you tweeted, "Don't compare." I love this. "Don't compare me to nobody. I'm one of one." So, is there a comparison?
That was a high school tweet?
Yeah, I think so. It was like 2019. But I like it because I don't love a player comparison. But if there was one that would make you say, okay, I guess, all right, I kind of see it. I like that one. Who would it be?
I would say really a kind of a combination between Leonard Fournette and Joe Mixon, just in terms of the running style and being able to be a threat with being able to make a defenders miss while also bringing that, you know, powerful presence.
Okay, now I'd like you to go to Cincinnati, as you can see.
You a Bengals fan? Oh, I see it back there.
Yeah, well, I just think this is a badass helmet. But I think you look good, and this could work for you. Yeah. What do you think, Kendall?
No, it looks good. My uncle, actually, he played for the Bengals for a year.
What? Who's your uncle?
Kevin Hardy.
Okay.
It was back in the day a little bit.
That's fine. Bengals fans will love to hear that. I have nothing to add to that, but I don't know. But did he give you any advice about getting into the NFL? Yeah,
so he was actually fortunate enough to he went 1st round, 2nd pick in the '96 draft. So, you know, won the Buckets Award and everything. So he really experienced everything that, you know, I'm going through, even at a higher level.
Yeah.
So he was definitely somebody that I went to during the process, especially leading up to the combine and meeting with teams and kind of wanting to know what to expect. He was somebody that kind of broke it down to me and kind of just made it more comforting and made it more simple for me to know what I was getting into.
Is this the guy who was drafted to the Jags? This is he was an All-Pro, no?
Yes, ma'am.
All-Pro. He's finished his career in Cincinnati, but he was drafted to Jacksonville.
Yeah, to the Jaguars.
Okay, I didn't realize that little pedigree, that little connection there. We love seeing that. I would also say when you're answering that question about like why you're a 3-down back, how about a little wear and tear? How about a little like you don't have any of that. You're not want to know some running backs that split carries? Priest Holmes, ever heard of him? Nick Chubb split carries.
Man, for sure.
When he was in college, there's that too, right?
Yeah, and that was definitely something that that definitely made me want to go to Georgia though. Just knowing kind of the competition within your own running back room every day. Like
James Cook, right? You and James Cook?
Yeah, James Cook, Zamir White, Kenny McIntosh. Those are guys that Dejon Edwards. Like we came into Georgia and we were a really competitive running back room, but there was no hatred. There was no animosity. We loved seeing each other achieve success. So when we would get in the game and split carries and we would just back to back to back, just be going through defenses and making it challenging for them to bring us down and advancing the, first down sticks. It brought us joy because it was just like a fun moment, just seeing the guys that you compete with every day, just have fun together.
Kendall, I just want to be your teammate. Like, I think if any of it, like, you're just honestly, the way you're talking and you mean that you're being genuine and authentic. I'm curious, how do you have time to breed puppies? What do I need to know about these bulldogs? Oh my God.
They're a little bully. So it turned out, my freshman year of, when I first got to Georgia, I bought a Merle bully, which the breeder that I bought it from was located in Seattle, so I had to fly the dog out and everything, and but it came with a little like a little like a little nanny transporter. So she dropped the puppy off to me, and I call him my son. So I had my son since I was a freshman, and I really had the whole plans to really start the whole get into the breeding because I love dogs. I plan to have once football and everything's all said and done, I want to have a house on a lot of land and have a whole lot of dogs running around and things like that. So, but outside dogs, they don't stay outside. But I want that to be the end goal. So I kind of had the whole breeding thing already, in my mind. It was just really finding somebody that I trusted to be able to do business with and be able to, have the right, because I didn't want to put my dog in the wrong position and things like that.
I mean,
so
it's your son. I mean, you're a grandpa. Congratulations.
Appreciate you. But so I found one of my, friends within Atlanta. He actually had his own, kind of breeding business, or he had his own bully business. So we decided to partner together. And, as you see, that was the first litter that I ever was a part of. And, definitely beautiful pups.
A proud grandpa. There he is. Kendall Milton coming to an NFL locker room that is lucky AF near you. Thank you so much for the time. This was so fun to get to know you. And now you have a bunch of new fans just rooting for you wherever you might go.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you. Thank you guys for taking the time and allowing me to, come on here. Definitely enjoyed the conversation.
University of Georgia running back, Bloody Tuesday. Who knew? We'll be back right here on the Up and Adam Show. I'm going to Google that because there's got to be, I need to know more. Maybe, has anybody on my show heard about this? Do you guys know this is a thing? I mean, Bloody Mary Tuesdays. I'm in. Bloody Tuesday separates dogs from the week. What? That's fine. Yeah. Just bring Hammer on, maybe. Hammer, a little Jag reference. You and Jordan must have been losing your shit.
Yeah, when he said Kevin Hardy, I was like,
I was thinking of a running back. Like in my head, I was like, Cincinnati, and then it was 90s, and I was like, I'm not going to know that.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, it was a while ago.
He just casually said, my uncle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Doesn't
my uncle, former.
His mom's brother. Doesn't AUDRIC have pedigree also?
Yeah, his cousin played in the league as well.
Dolphins?
So. Yeah, yep. So,
okay.
A lot of good guidance for these guys.
There's some good similarities between these two. I don't know who I like more. I don't need to choose. I don't have to pick. I will say just about Kendall, like, God, would you want that to be your teammate, you know?
I know. I mean, the attitude, it's just, I don't know, you hear a lot about how college football is different now and guys are out for themselves and all this, like, I mean, could you be more committed to your team?
I know
between
that
the bowl
whole
game
thing,
stuff.
yeah. But even the splitting carries part of it, him loving that is beautiful.
Yeah, and you could tell you were right. It was genuine. It wasn't like he was giving like this forced answer. It really did seem genuine to him.
Where could he go?
There are a bunch of teams that need some running backs right now. I mean, you look at the Chargers, definitely still in need. The Cowboys, the Giants could use another guy there. There's a lot of opportunities.
Bengals.
Be fun to see.
I really liked both of them. Did you know about Bloody Tuesdays? Am I going to sound like an idiot that I didn't know what that was?
No, I didn't.
I don't even know
think
that
like
coach.
the Georgia fan base. I Googled it as we got like the Georgia fan base is in on it, but yeah, it's not, you know, if you're in that world, I think you know it, but it wasn't something I was aware of either. Yeah.
I feel like I just learned so many things in an hour.
I know.
I'm happy about it. It was good. Really good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And who is this? Is this CJ Stroud?
Richard.
You should have heard Richard's Australian accent trying to imitate the role of Dubs. Here we go. Houston Texans, the ballpark. What? Oh, there's, I believe, CJ Stroud, Offensive Rookie of the Year, throwing a beautiful laser. I got to say, Hamilton, I hereby declare, executive decision, I'm done with seeing first pitches on this show. I could give an F less. I just go, what am I supposed to do with this for the next 30 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, it's either good or like it seems like they messed up on purpose. So we're at that point now.
I just feel like I don't care. I don't care. But I'm happy for him. But I would expect no less. Richard's in my ear. What can he do? I don't have a take on it. What is my take on CJ Stroud's pitch? Like, it
was good.
Great job. Yeah. All right, pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
See ya tomorrow.